What's going on, guys? Welcome back into Lights Out Gaming. For those of you that are new here, my name is Mike, and what you are watching on screen today is a Lights Out gun review of the gun featured right now. It is the SN6 The Third. This is an elite variant of the submachine gun that I wasn't too fond of from the get-go. Did this gun change my mind? Let's take a look at it. First off, I'd like to thank CJ Hall and Arturo Hernandez for recommending this gun. It did receive the most likes, and going forward into next week, I am looking for the most likes on last week's video, and if you missed that one, it was on the Amelie Whalehorn. So go ahead, vote for which gun that you'd like to see up for review in that video, but for now, let's get into the SN6. Okay, so let's take a look at the stats on this variant. First off, you get a +1 in damage, which is nice to have. Definitely nice to have, especially on a submachine gun in this game, because the submachine guns are just not very good. The next up, we have buff on the range. It's a +2 on the range. Okay, so we have a plus in damage and a +2 in range, which helps a submachine gun very, very, very much so. But the downside to this gun is that it does have the mobility down 3. And if you remember what that is from what does your gun do, what the mobility stat does is it tracks the time it takes to raise your gun. So essentially, a -3 is the opposite of what quick draw would be on your gun. So it's going to take you that much longer to pull up your gun. And when you're using a submachine gun, you know that this is probably the last thing that you want to happen. So now let's go into attachments. Attachments, the first one we're going to use to counter that is an obvious one. The first one is a necessity, it's quick draw. Quick draw is going to basically negate what you just lost in regards to mobility. It's going to add that right back onto the gun, so you're going to have basically a regular draw submachine gun. That's going to be a necessity because you can't use a submachine gun with the draw time of that. It's not very good. So that's going to be the first one we're going to use. The next one we're going to use is we want to basically take where this gun excels and make it even better. So what are we going to add on next? We are going to add on advanced rifling because that's going to make our range even better with this gun. All right, so now it's not quite as good as the ASM1, but you know, the magnitude where we have that one with increased range and then we throw on advanced rifling, it basically is an assault rifle. This one, it actually feels like a submachine gun with a little bit more range, but we're actually just going to complement where that gun, I guess, shines the most. It's still going to take quite a few shots, and that leads me into the last attachment that we're going to throw on this gun. The last one's going to be extended mags. I didn't really want to use extended mags as my last attachment on this gun, but the reason that we have to is you'll see through gameplay here. I put some gameplay in here with the regular attachments, with some other ones, and you'll see there's quite a few times where I ran out of bullets when I was going for 2 or 3 man feeds just because the clip wasn't big enough. You add on extended mags, and you're going to realize that you have a lot more ammo to take on, you know, those 2 or 3 man guys that might be on a flag at one time, whereas if you're running stock magazines in this gun, you're going to run out of ammo fairly quickly because it does shoot quite fast, and because it shoots quite fast, I would recommend that you hip fire this gun quite a bit. The hip fire spread is very, very, very good. I debated using a laser sight, but as I talked about just a moment ago, the 3 attachments that I felt that I stuck on this gun are almost necessities for how the gun works and how the benefits that it has to it. So I hope you understand what I'm saying in regards to that. So the attachments, one more time, we're going to run quick draw. We are going to run advanced rifling, and then we are going to run extended mags. I told you before, this gun has excellent hip fire spread, so fire from the hip quite a bit with it. It works out pretty well. And I know that there's going to be certain people that are going to tell me, Mike, why would you run extended mags on a gun that actually you want to fire the first 3 bullets? Because basically the SN6, how it works is it gets more damage on the first 3 bullets it fires. But honest to God, how often is that going to happen with a submachine gun? Especially with the sights that this one does. When I first saw the sights of this gun, this was actually the gun we saw in the first multiplayer trailer for Advanced Warfare. I was like, wow, those sights look pretty nice. But when I got in-game using them, that little V that's on the sights, it kind of just throws me off. And I'm not really a big fan of the sights in the gun, to be honest, and the recoil pattern. It worked actually better when I threw on rapid fire, but at the same time, it's a bullet hose, and then therefore, you're going to run out of bullets even faster. So, this gun, best way to use it as a submachine gun. It does come with a little better range, so yes, if you're going to be at a long distance, burst it, because you'll get more damage in those first 3 bullets, but it's still a submachine gun at heart, guys. This gun cannot be used like the ASM1 magnitude, because it just doesn't have that range. It doesn't have a 4-shot kill range like that. It's still a submachine gun, at heart. My review on this gun, again, not a very good one. I have a feeling this is going to be a theme in this series because you guys want to know how to use guns that basically you might have in your inventory and you haven't been able to figure out the exact setup to use. And honestly, a lot of times it comes down to being a very bad gun. This one, it's probably one of the better variants of the SN6 just because it does come with more range and more damage, but it's still not the SN6. It's still not a very good gun, guys. So overall, I'm gonna give this gun a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10, guys. I mean, it's better than most, I guess, but it's not. There's so many variants that are a lot better than this. It seems like next week we might be running the Speakeasy. That looks like it's the one that's getting the most votes for now, but you guys can change that if you feel like that there's something else you'd like to see in next week's episode. Just go back and vote last week. So thank you guys as always for watching. Definitely appreciate it. Don't forget to comment in the video, like it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But until next time, guys, lights out.